Yep. Trying to get it bumper off so we can get it on the thing. Love this car already. All right, we got it on. It was not easy, but we did it. Okay, so we're at the gas station and we've run into a problem already. This is not working at all. So I've located the cable, I think, that goes to it, but I pull on it, nothing happens. So I might have to take more drastic measures to get some gas in it. Okay guys, so we didn't pull hard enough. All right, just for fun, we're emptying it. Check that out. T-tops, baby. That's sick. Also, that was in there, I don't know how. All right, so a little update. We're having trouble with the clutch, either master or slave cylinder. Luckily, those aren't busted. See, anyway, those aren't expensive, so I can get those in tomorrow. For now, we're just kind of focus on cleaning the car up. We can do the front brakes, but we're gonna have to wait on starting it until tomorrow. Okay, so that's one problem solved. There was a wheel lock on that stud right there, and we had no idea where the key was, but I just hammered this 24 mil socket onto it, and then it came right off with the torque wrench. So I sacrificed it, but it's not in vain because I made it into a shift knob. That's mint. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but got the old starter off. What? I'm talking to my video. Then got the new starter there, so it's gonna go up in it. Okay, I just bolted in the new starter, clipped in the wire, so theoretically we should be good to go. Okay guys, a little update. This is day 2. I'm sorry I didn't get much filming done yesterday because it was pretty chaotic, but basically kind of what we were able, wow, this is great. I cleaned it, by the way. We vacuumed out the inside, and the interior came out like really well. It's actually so nice. Of course, I cleaned the floor mats and then stepped on it with muddy shoes, but I can clean that again. Took the T-tops off for fun, but this is kind of the problem we're having. So basically, I put the new starter in, but when you turn the key, nothing's happening. But I suspect that it has something to do with the clutch safety switch, because when you push the clutch, it runs away from you like that. It's not supposed to do that. So I think my hunch about the clutch safety switch is correct, because if you look, there is the switch that needs to be pressed for the car to start. And look at this, right over it. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, let's try this. Alrighty, so we got the car pushed into the garage, and then we can make some progress. Turns out that the starter that we put in was good. However, these two came apart, and so that went to the starter, and so that's when we had that on the positive, nothing was happening, and we couldn't figure it out. But we troubleshot that, got it all good. So now I'm just gonna hook up a new connector and bolt it onto that bolt, and then and then the engine will turn over, but we have a fuel problem, so we'll work on that next. All right, so one of the hardest parts of this so far is this disaster. Basically, none of this is good, except for maybe we can save the bracket, which we kind of have to because we can't find it. So the next job is to take everything off and clean this up and kind of just redo the whole thing. Okay, one of the hardest things about this car so far is that we have to completely rebuild the fuel system. There's two things mainly we have to do. One, we have to get fuel into this pipe right here to the engine. We're gonna do that with a new pump, and we're gonna add some extra inline filtration because the tank is filthy. We're gonna try to clean it up, but we can't get it all, obviously, so we're gonna add extra filtration. Two, we need to get gas from one side of the tank to the other. The 300 has a saddle tank, meaning there's an active side and a passive side. basically the pump only sits on the active side. And so if there's no way to get gas from the other side, then you lose out on half a tank. So how do we do this? Okay, well, there's a return from the main fuel injection, from the fuel rail, there's a return from all the gas that isn't burned. So that's flowing back into the tank. Well, if you flow gas back into the tank and then basically use what's called a jet pump, the act of this fuel flowing back out will create a vacuum which will suck fuel from the passive side into the active side. And we need to accomplish that. So I bought a jet pump, and basically this is gonna sit right here. Well, you know, backwards kinda. So fuel flows back into the tank from the rail, drawing fuel in from the other side, and then it just dumps it into the main side so it can be sucked up. So that's what we need to do. Also, we don't need to run a hose through the tank itself because there is already a line for this exact reason that goes across the top of the tank, so we'll just use that. All right, that's pretty much it for this episode. I know it's a little short, but I have a ton of footage, and so I'm just gonna keep on making videos. I got a lot of time to work on it because obviously I'm not leaving and I have nothing else to do, so this is pretty much my main priority. But yeah, I really like the car. I'm excited to make progress on it. You know, just every day doing something. But right now I'm kind of waiting on those fuel parts, and so hopefully Friday the car will be running. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon.